Hello class. Today I will be sharing my story and demonstrating how I excelled in my academics and how I achieved academic resilience after things that happened to me that caused trauma throughout my academic journey. Okay, so we must talk about how this all started. So it was a sunny summer day during COVID 2020. This was around July. I had already graduated from high school and I was already committed to the University of Sacramento. And I was going to get Starbucks. I remember I was driving back, got gas, and I got home. And for some reason this day, I decided to look through my emails, which I didn't really have like anything I was looking for. I was just like, oh, I have time, it's COVID, I might as well. So I went through my email and I see that 2 days prior, I got an email from Sacramento State University, which was the university I was supposed to be attending come fall. So obviously I opened it, and that is when my whole life would change. I didn't know that by opening that email, the next 3 years of my life would take a whole different outcome than I thought. So, how did this happen, you may ask? Let's get into the story. So, I'm a senior. I'm going to Royal High School in the Bay Area, which is where I'm from. And I get put in a math class that did not meet the A through G requirements required by my university, which I wasn't aware of, but apparently my counselor was supposed to be aware of. The thing about this is my school had barely any math teachers. We only had about 4 math teachers for the whole school, and my graduate class, just my graduate class, was 400 students. So I went to a very, very big school. So imagine only 4 math students for the whole school. So most of the math classes were run by subs. So they would put us in these supplement classes because they didn't have enough teachers for the actual classes. But I didn't know that was going to affect the requirements. So my counselor knew I was going to Sac State, and she knew I had committed there. So this was not something that wasn't known to her. With that being said, when I got this email saying that I didn't meet the A through G requirements, even though I had an A in the class, it didn't matter because it didn't meet the requirements. Therefore, they took back my acceptance. And at that point, I didn't know who to call, how to try to fix this. I didn't know what to do because I've been dreaming about this moment for my entire life. I really loved getting my education, and I already told everybody I committed here. I had a little Zoom committing party and everything. So this was really detrimental to me. So after that, I tried to get in contact with my school district. I got no answer. My principal, no answer. My counselor, no answer. And at last moment, I got in hold of one of my favorite teachers, which had nothing to do with this problem. And she's the one that helped me out to get the attention of my principal. And basically there was nothing the school could do because I had already graduated. I already got my diploma. I already graduated. There's nothing I could do. I tried to do an appeal form for my university explaining what happened, but it didn't work. And this was very detrimental to me because I put so much hard work into school. I had a 4.0 GPA. I was the varsity basketball captain for 3 years, and I played basketball for 4 years. I also created my own club, and I also was the president of the Black Student Union, and I also did 150 hours of community service as well as took AP classes while working on weekends. So I had a really, really full schedule, and I made all of this happen, and I always made sure I put school, my academics, and my clubs, community service first before anything. So I really put my all into this. So when this happened, I went into depression mode. I was so depressed that I couldn't even go to school anymore. So after a year, I took a year off because mentally I was not ready. I was in shock still. So I took the year off. And after, I found this site which is called UC Scout, which basically you could earn college and high school credits to either implement credits that your facility doesn't have that you need to graduate, or if you just need like one credit to transfer to your university. So basically, I just took the math class that I missed, I passed, and here I am today. But we need to get into how I got here. So the three things that helped me get to where I am and excel academically and really implement the academic resilience that I have today are: first, believing in myself; second, I had to really plan out my game plan, so planning out your game plan; and the third thing was making sure my mental health was well. So let's get into believing in yourself. So I throughout the year I did not believe in myself. I didn't think I was going to do well in college when I decided to go back. So I really had to be open-minded to new ways to implement myself back into college. So with that being said, I had to really tell myself I'm not going to do well if I'm telling myself I'm not going to do well. So I had to change my mindset, and it took me a year because it really the whole incident really affected me negatively. I lost so much weight. I wasn't talking to nobody, and being COVID, you didn't really have to see anybody because it was COVID, so that didn't make anything better. It made it worse. So after that, I had to change my mindset and really tell myself that I can do this. The next step after that is taking time for your mental health. The way you're going to excel in school and you could really build up that resilience you have to keep pushing is making sure your mental health is good. If you are not in a good mental health space, you're not going to excel in school because you're not even good yourself. So how do you expect to produce good grades, you know? You have to ask for help when you need it. Don't be scared to ask other classmates, your professors, your friends for help, whether that be academically or outside of academics. Also, you have to remember that everything is a process and you can't overload yourself with classes. If you think that taking 18 units is too much, you don't have to do that. You could take 12, you could take 10. You have to work yourself back in and do not overload yourself because that's going to discourage you. And the third thing is the third step that you need to excel is making a game plan. So that may be using a planner, or that may be planning your classes ahead of time, or that may be giving yourself enough time to finish assignments. Because when you plan ahead, you don't have to put so much strain on yourself, and that's going to help you excel. And that's what helped me excel. And in conclusion, after all of this happened to me, I took the UC Scout class, and I got back into school a year later, and I came to Santa Monica, and it was the best decision of my life. And now I'll be transferring to my dream school, which once my counselor told me I would never get into because it was hard to get into. And now I'm here, and I'm gonna be attending UCLA come fall semester, and I'll be majoring political science and African American studies with a minor in pre-law. And I just wanted to share my story because I wanted to tell you, no matter what happens in life, no matter who tells you you can't do it, no matter how many obstacles you face, you cannot give up on yourself. And education is something that no one could take away from you. So if you didn't learn anything, learn that being academically resilient is what's best for you, and that's something that nobody could take away from you. Well, I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and this is the end of my presentation. Bye.